You're just looking to mimic what Rick Barber did. And I'm not belittling what the guy did. He did a great job. Emulating that style is not freaking hard. You know what I mean? I've done a few of these maps. It would be kind of cool to do it because their maps, in my opinion, are one of their disappointing features. It's like, really, why do they have to be so awful?
Yeah,
And
it's a matter of...
I wouldn't say that ever to their face, but I mean, it's so disappointing when I see those maps. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You guys are making some bank on this. You could spend a little money on art.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Hey, so I've started the live stream, and it looks like we've got everybody here but David, who I know is at the Gettysburg conference. And so I wasn't sure whether he was going to be able to make it or not. Brendan,
he's bringing his laptop.
Yeah, that's what he'd said, but whether that works with the hotel Wi-Fi is another question. So, or he might be completely burnt out. He's been playing Kotraba with a bunch of guys there. So I saw his posting on, or Alex posting on Facebook. So, yeah. So I think what we can do is, well, we can try to play, and then we'll see if he joins us, great. If not, if we get his chits that come up, and that doesn't look like it's going to impact some other people, so maybe we kind of play around the edges of the map. For example, kind of like what we did a few weeks back when Rick was out of town. Kind of see if that works. Otherwise, I don't know what else you guys suggest.
I'm down with it all.
Got first victory, Wellington versus Napoleon, but whatever.
First victory.
I'll do whatever you guys want. I lock and loaded.
Oh, the lock and load one showed up for you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm still waiting on my copy. So, when did you get yours? Did it just show up in the post?
No, I have connections. I know people.
You know people.
Yeah, it just showed up in the post office.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was wondering. I know that they'd had all kinds of challenges with that. So, well,
I'll bring it to Consim. Maybe we can fool around with it if we don't do a small scenario or something.
Yeah. I have a pre-production copy, or maybe it's an early production copy. So I was just curious to see what the changes might have been with it.
Yeah, I'll bring it for you.
Yeah, and I think they had a couple of smaller ones. That Rolissa battle is pretty small and pretty manageable. So Vomero looks like it was a larger, but I think they had a couple of scenarios for that. So, well, cool.
Well, this is us. We don't like small.
No. But, we're going to be playing big. Going to be playing something big and massive at Consim.
Can you sign up yet, by the way?
I hadn't checked. All I had seen when we checked it, I think last week or the week before, was at least they had the dates officially posted for 2025. But I didn't see that they had they'd updated the the sign up or anything like that just yet.
All right,
So
I'll go look.
Yeah.
We pull chits.
Yeah, we can do that if we got everybody in. Looks like we got everybody in. Okay.
We could stand 5 minutes of conversation in the Allied headquarters.
Okay, that sounds like a deal. And the French can chat among themselves too.
And word to the warning,
Brent
and I were playing earlier, and we got kicked off a bunch.
Oh, really?
So
it's possible that
I think it happened, maybe.
That
we had problems Friday playing something else.
Oh,
that's really weird.
Okay.
Really weird.
All right. Well, we'll
cross our fingers
and hope. Cross our fingers and hope that our internet holds out here. Okay. Hello, colleagues.
Yeah, that's a I'm gonna have to quit Vassal.
Yeah, everybody.
Are you having connection problems, Mitch?
Yeah. Well, it may just be me though.
Okay. Well, how did things go with your I don't know, what did you guys were thinking about or contemplating doing something?
Oh, I was like thinking that the Westphalians looked a little poorly positioned,
Right.
and I thought, oh, maybe there's an opportunity for me to, because they sort of indicated, an attack, and I'm like, well, sometimes the best thing to do, best defense is good offense. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm wondering if I had like an avenue where, particularly those guns look really juicy, where he's got the ones that are limbered,
Right.
And I was like, if I could knock out that front gun, I could maybe take out the second gun. But those skirmishers in the marsh are just too sticky.
Yeah.
And that's just what I didn't realize. So it was good to see me. So we just kind of played it out a little bit, and I'm like, okay, just way too sticky. I can't get any momentum, and then I'm committed to a long term. It seems overly committal,
Right.
At this
Right.
point, and I think I can get a better fight if I wait. So it was awesome to sort of
Kind of
just
tease
kind of
that
play
out.
through it for just tease it a little bit and say, hey, well, it's a cool thing we can do in this game, is that you can kind of play out some different scenarios and say, oh, well, that didn't really work as I was envisioning. Like sometimes it took me until Michael and I were playing a couple months ago when I was playing the Russians at Shevardino,
Right.
and he brought in some big stacks against my skirmishers and so forth. And I just routed him. It was just, overstacked. It was just, and then they had nowhere to go. And of course, we played a couple weeks later, Brendan and I, he shows me, why don't I just take all your entry hexes from you? What are you going to do? Thank you. But I did learn that the big stack is not the way to go when you're fighting, which is consistent with the historical way of these armies fought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rick is busy learning that lesson now.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I got a micro lesson on that, and I'm like, it clicked in my head. I'm like, okay, don't ever do that.
Now, these armies are designed to fight by firepower of small battalions. They're designed to fight that way.
By analogy, I am learning and playing the Battle for Normandy game.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's better to actually launch the attack with just a few Shermans and a company of men and some command capacity, and make the fight about artillery and not about the fighting. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
Which is that's historical. That's authentic. Like that's how the American Army fought in World War II.
Well, I am adapting my gameplay in 1945 to my lessons I'm learning in 1812. I just love it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there are some things that are consistent across the board throughout history, right? I mean,
victory by fire.
Yeah.
One thing that's
way to deploy forces,
starting
just not in huge stacks.
Yeah.
Happen in the background here is that the French are finally rolling up moderate to large numbers of horse artillery.
Right.
It hasn't reached the front yet, but it's likely to in 1 or 2 or 3 turns, depending on how aggressive they get with it.
Right.
Notably, around the flèches, Drouot has pulled up a whole bunch of batteries.
Right.
And there's other batteries filtering through the brush in facing the Grenadiers under Poniatowski and Desaix.
Right.
So within a couple of turns, depending on whether they push them or not, those batteries are finally likely to arrive, and they probably will end up trying some mild version of the Klingon battlecruiser wings. Right. And when that happens, it's going to get pretty hard to hold the brush and hold the zone right at the throat of the Semyonovskaya ravine. The other thing, so there's a short-term set of things we probably want to get in motion, and then there's a larger medium-term thing we could think about getting in motion or not.
Right.
The immediate one is that Mitch has several reserve batteries which are currently fired out, but they're flexible and could be reassigned to Eric and could start kedging east.
Should we go ahead
Okay.
and label this now, real quick?
Yeah, so I think if you are willing to give them up to Eric, you might want to do that now.
Let's make sure we're doing that one. And what's your leader's name, Eric?
Well, Lowenstern is the artillery leader over there, but we would
give him the
assign
low?
him to, I mean, the guns would be going towards, I guess, one of the division leaders.
Or Rayevsky, maybe. Rayevsky or Borozdin, corps leaders.
Oh, yeah, one of the corps leaders, yeah. So why don't you have him go towards assign him to the 7th Corps?
Okay, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
That's this one here. And like by the time they get there, they almost certainly will have reloaded.
Right.
Okay, so I've marked that one for you.
Cool.
I'll take the flag off of it too. Whoops. Oh, okay. Yep. And same thing.
Yeah, 7th Corps, yeah.
Okay.
Like those batteries were very helpful for Mitch when he was having that heavy artillery duel up front.
Right.
But at this point, they've fired off their first round of ammo, and now they need to reload. And the main guards artillery is also reloading, so this is a good time to separate them and head them off to the east, I think.
Right. Okay.
If I think of it when the chit comes up, I'll try to just move him in your general direction.
Yeah, that's fine.
If you think of it sooner than because this will be a regroup thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
So as long as one of us thinks about it, and they've got a nice clear path to move across the battlefield. So, and if they move anywhere along the path, they're going to be in a nice resupply situation. So the sooner the better on getting them towards you.
So where are we looking to then set up our next line of defense?
That's the question. So one way to do it is a mid-forward line, which is right about where Rayevsky and Lowenstern are located.
Okay.
And the way that one works is you reconstitute the heaviest batteries right around where Lowenstern or where that empty 27th Division battery is back by number 6, by Chit 6. It's like a couple hexes back, and its primary fire path is to the southeast. It's protected by the tail end of the Sigonovsky Ravine from long range counter battery because it's only a one-sided bluff.
Right.
And it has a southeastern pathway ricocheting across R27. And the idea would be to encourage the French to come forward to the R27 pocket.
Right.
And so one battery would be firing down there. The other battery would be back towards where Kutuzov is located.
Okay.
And that would be where Kutuzov is falling back to. And what you're getting then is 2 long-range crossfires into that pocket.
Okay. Sounds like a deal.
So that's one option. Another option is farther back, which is really almost back at the road that runs in front of the brush.
Right.
And then on the eastern side, it's kind of back almost where our 7 and 13 Raspberry MU chits are, and it's back where Siever's Kreitz's 2 Dragoon cavalry regiments are. And that's a very wide crescent. And then we're encouraging the French to occupy the zone in the middle and crossfire them from long to medium range from all around.
Right.
So that's kind of a toss-up as to which you want to take. If the French make that aggressive push into the area where they're heading to very early in the game, which a skilled set of French players would do, then you're actually running the Russians way back to behind the crescent of brush.
Right.
At the early part of the game. But at this point, that may be hard to reach back that far.
Okay.
Could I offer a point in support of one of the plans?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Observation is that the French have put a lot of effort into getting themselves organized into the structure that they are in right this moment. They're working those guns up through the brush, They've got the organized guns and cavalry and so forth, and units around R2C. You're dangerously sort of exposed on the flank with those right there where the Sukadal.
Yep.
And that's just a point of real danger. Obviously, there's a fight to be had there, although those men would just probably not make much of a way out of there in the end. I'm an advocate for not the close defense where Lowenstern is right now, but more the further back one near the road. I think we
Okay.
need to maintain contact, maybe like 4 or 5 hexes in front of the road, maybe, or something like that.
Right, the infantry,
three
infantry fights 4 or 5 hexes in front of it, and the artillery's back along that road-ish.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm in an agreement. And obviously thinking about our ability to use those roads to swiftly move the guns behind the brush.
Yes.
And the thing I'm going to say that I think is the most pertinent is it's difficult to organize these forces. And so maybe part of this game is the to the victor goes the person who can organize their forces the most efficiently.
Right.
And every time we force them to reorganize is an opportunity for them to get wound up in ways that don't help themselves. So I'm going to advocate for a bit more of a push, a further retreat in this sector. Let's call that Plan 2 that Brennan was talking about.
Right.
Cool, yeah. It's all doable. We're very well organized at the moment. Like our corps have very clear sectors, and we're not overlapping with each other, so that's good. The crucial thing is when we choose our fighting position, making sure that we can get our artillery to the correct positions to fight in that area, and also have the artillery reloaded when it gets there. Because when the next big fight comes, we want to have the artillery reloaded at that point.
Right.
So the question is, do we want to start a fallback now or start a fallback a turn or two from now?
Well,
maybe next turn kind of thing.
Yeah. I can see him, coming up and trying to do the assault stuff again. He's got the young guard coming up, and he still has just a ton of stuff there with Davout's corps. So it's just a matter of, this all creates a nice little bottleneck where he's at right now. But yeah, at some point in time, he's going to turn the corner where my troops are and kind of work his way around. So I'm going to have to, I was thinking of, depending on circumstances, whose chit comes up first, pulling back
Remember, it's easy,
a little bit.
It's easy to work your way back when you're not disordered, but once you're disordered, you're locked in place. You can't move.
Well, you can move.
And so
you just run the risk of routing, right?
No, disordered troops can't withdraw. I don't
Sure
believe
they can.
you.
They can. Yeah.
Oh, they can?
You just make them route check, and if you fail, then they're doing a route.
I thought they were locked in place.
No.
Okay. I don't know.
Here's the one way to one cue we could use, which is that if they lead with their infantry, if they get their movements first,
right,
like the Young Guard and Cav 13 kind of thing,
right,
if the infantry comes forward ahead, then we can fight a little longer. If they aggressively push the horse artillery first, push it out through the infantry, and it's very clear that they're going to play Klingon, that's probably an indicator that we want to start fading.
Yeah. Yeah. That would definitely tip it that we would need to skedaddle. So.
And then another thing at that medium-term question is what to do with the Russian Guard and especially its artillery. Like if it had reloaded heavily in the recent turn, then it would already be moving forward against the Westphalians, but it got 0 reloads.
Right.
Which means it actually, maybe it's time for it to think, if we're going to fight in that right-hand broader zone,
right,
then the Guard's heavy artillery, which is currently west of the Great Redoubt, probably wants to prolong across the top of the Great Redoubt to the east side of the redoubt, more or less where your Molot's guns are now. And then the Guard medium artillery could conceivably fight even further east towards where Kutuzov is located now, toward Lutyatinsky Stream, towards R4C or a little north of it, because the medium artillery then will press fire from the northwestern section of the crescent down into the French pocket, while the main batteries go northeast-ish, if you see what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah, we kind of make a big cauldron there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The French probably have one big push left, and I mean, Eric, you've already caused hits at roughly 2.5x to 1 against them.
Yes.
I was counting it up, and so if you can, knock out one more division at that loss ratio, they're going to run out of offensive capability somewhere in the cauldron. What we're trying to avoid is catastrophic losses to our heavy artillery and thing while we do this.
Right.
And because they are somewhat shredded, poorly organized, not concentrated in ways that they could have been, we have a pretty good chance of fighting well against them. But the thing that we're very vulnerable to, is hard to counter, is a concentrated horse artillery force.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll see how the chits all fall into place. It looks like David has joined the group. So that would imply that we can play and pull whatever chits come our way.
Sounds good.
So, okay. See you guys up in the lobby.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. He's got the poles over there too. So I'm just kind of planning on just playing kind of, pull, kind of fade that one division over a little bit and draw the poles over that way. Or should I try to bottle the poles up?
I mean, I think you can fight where you're at.
Okay.
We're probably looking at a gradual shift of our army center of gravity to the east.
Okay.
I think. Just in case, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a big fight through your grenadiers and past it.
Yes.
Towards Sukhodolny Stream. There's going to be a big fight there. So we have, 2 to 4 or 5 turns to shift into a position where we're able to handle that fight on equal basis.
Right. Cool. I think we're in fair shape. We'll figure it out here.
Now, at what point do I seriously though consider, because ammo is so scarce, maybe moving Yermolov into that second spot in the Great Redoubt, at least on a temporary basis?
Oh yeah. By the way, there are some additional resources that we could pull towards Eric if we wanted. You could, Mitch. You need to have your Molov's grand batteries finish up their ammo and this turn and move off next turn. Right? They're getting short.
Yeah, they're getting real short. Yeah.
Okay, so you could move them off this turn, although they're in command, right? So they can't move this turn, but next turn they can. If you pull the ADCs off them, they can move out by limbering, or you could give Doctor off the chit next turn, and they could move them.
Yeah, Doctor is a real possibility next turn. Depending on how this thing shapes, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Doktorov's got the what division or what corps is that? The 2nd Corps? No, that's the 6th Corps.
He's got those the Lithuanians, all the forces to the east.
Right. Yeah, so we'll see where things start to move, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch, you could even pull the Guard infantry that's in Borodino.
Mm-hmm.
You could pull it east a bit to get it over the river this turn, east of the river. It can always go back west when the time works out. But if it's east of the river, it conceivably could pack up and move to center or far east if necessary, depending on how the fighting develops out there. And I could pull the Red Corps into Borodino Village.
Oh, okay. As long as we're not just giving up the village, I think at this point it's something worth.
The village is a useful pivot point. So,
yeah, there's a lot of protection down there. Strangely, isn't this weird? This is kind of the reverse of later warfare. The lower terrain kind of gives you a little advantage here.
Of course. Well, actually, if you read, it's true in modern warfare too. People are always looking for low ground, not high ground. Definitely. The tanks, the Shermans that you're learning about, they spend all their time running around in gullies.
Huh.
Technically.
Interesting. A lot of gullies to run through.
Mm-hmm. And skulking behind hedgerows and then popping out around the corner kind of thing. They're always looking for how not to be on hilltops. Hilltops are death traps.
Yeah, there was a great little short book that I read. I don't know how many years ago now, but I want to say it's like The Defensive Rourke's Rift or something like that.
Rourke's.
Yes, but it's a guy who is in the Boer War. He's a British officer, and he has this dream. And in the first time in the dream, he sets up, his forces on top of the hill, and the Boers come up and they shell him. So then he wakes up and he has another dream, and he's like, okay, well, now we'll set up somewhere else, and then the Boers shoot him up or whatever else. So then finally he's like, okay, we're going to hide in the brush here, where they can't see us, and we're kind of in this little ditch or whatever else. So it's very interesting because he basically, each of these dreams, he's kind of going through, here's this tactical thing, and he thinks, oh, I'm going to set up here, on the hill, and I've got a great field of fire. But then you're a sitting duck for the guy's artillery, or howitzers or whatever it was. And so it's just very interesting. But yeah, somewhere I've got that. It's just a little short story kind of a thing that some British officer had written, 100 some odd years ago. And, but you're talking about, oh yeah, hiding in the gully or doing this or whatever else. I'm like, oh yeah, that reminded me of that little book. So
yeah, defense in this game, any direct fire game, defense is all about skulking, not occupying boldly. You skulk and encourage the opponent to come over the skyline where you can zap them.
Right. Well, and that was all of Wellington's main thing. Hide behind the reverse slope, and blast the other guys in the face when they march up.
One of the absolutely coolest part of this tactics guide was how to use the artillery in conjunction with the river crossing. It's just I was like, oh, that makes all the sense in the world.
Napoleon himself wrote it.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous.
And it's specifically what we did to the French in the early part of this game. They were, in effect, in a reverse river crossing. They were trying to cross. And what we did was line up your artillery on the east and my artillery on the north, and we converged artillery into their pocket. And because we had converging fire, we could outnumber the guns that they had on that point of bluff. And we knocked out all their heavy guns that way.
Yeah.
Speaking of skulking and resources, there are actually 2 batteries in the Great Redoubt. And they have good targets for now, but they actually belong to Raevsky. And Eric, you could pull Raevsky's ADC out. He's under Bagavoot at the moment. That might give you one more command flexibility.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't need to be there. Ergensberg is his name.
Okay.
And then, depending on exactly how things go, you could conceivably limber up the heavy and light batteries that are in the Great Redoubt and pull them over to Raevsky if the action moves far, far east.
Okay. Yeah, and the 2 units that are actually the 2 infantry that are in the Great Redoubt are also part of Raevsky's. But I mean, we might as well. I don't know if they're going to be attacking the Great Redoubt anytime soon. But if they did, and those guys, would be out of command, so I couldn't do anything. So if they're on the defense, it's not a problem. But anything other than that could be problematic.
So we could swap them for Red Second Corps battalions or something.
Yeah. I mean, once you're ready to kind of do that, so once we kind of have stuff shuffled around, then we can have those guys just kedge over to rejoin. They're probably with the the 26th Division, which is over here on this side. So
Not just yet, but sometime in the like once it's clear where action is moving. That's probably
yeah. There's no great hurry for the moment. So, okay, well, I guess the French are having quite the powwow.
Well, they got 87 shits to do.
They do have a lot, don't they? So
all those cavalry rolls, just wow.
Yeah.
So far, they have largely distributed them evenly across their frontage, which is not the ideal way to play. It makes for ideal participation of all the team members, but it's actually not combat effective.
See, that's another lesson from the Battle for Normandy game, is this whole concept of, well, which divisions are you going to support? Because you can't support everybody. I mean, you can, but then you have, logistical problems.
Then you're weak everywhere instead of being strong.
Right, and so you have to pick an area you're going to be ridiculously strong. And so I've learned from Napoleon, when I do that, hey, all that artillery those divisions have that we're not supporting now, and they're not going to be doing anything. You guys are committing all your artillery back to the core, and we're moving that stuff over to where we're actually attacking. And it's like,
yes, it's called the Schwerpunkt. Schwerpunkt is the name of that tactic or concept. Concentration of force is the number one military principle. Concentration of force.
Yeah. Learning so much again from this system and applying to later. It just rings so true.
I really like the La Bataille system because it while being also very authentic in its mechanics and column and line and checkerboarding and stuff, it's all very authentic that way. But as a result, because that's authentic, and because it's actually quite a good model of a direct fire, military situation, it surfaces the actual theoretical, usable military concepts, practical military concepts in a game environment, but it really surfaces them. Concentration of force, mutual support by divisions and corps, and combined arms, cavalry, infantry, artillery. Make sure you're getting them deployed geometrically in a way where they can all act against the same target, and so on and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
It's really very educational on those concepts.
Having total command of the forces in Osterstad for the Prussians would make for a totally different experience, wouldn't it?
Yeah, one command point.
It's like, oh, this makes things very interesting. It magnifies that French ability.
Exactly, and so as the French, you have to make maximum use of that, and it doesn't last forever. Like eventually, before too long, I think in our game, the Prussians are going to get their second CP, and then also Blücher has nothing to command. He can move on initiative automatically, but he can't. There's no units for him to command. He has to wait for his light cavalry hussars to arrive, which is mid-game. Then now you have an army that's, usable.
Right. Yeah, that was the thing when I did all that play testing for Marshall on Hassenhausen. They had the Prussians only had 7 minutes to move everything, while the French had 10 minutes. And so the French, you just got one corps. You just have Davout's corps. But the Prussians, you just have all that stuff. And I was trying to advocate, like, okay, how about you have a rule where if Brunswick gets killed or wounded, now the Prussians only have 5 minutes to move everything. And, somebody else gets killed. Now you've only got, 6 minutes or you slowly count down. So that way, you are, and then similarly, if Davout gets killed or wounded, now the French have only got, a limited amount of time to try to move everything. So I made a pitch for that, but they didn't go for it. But I always thought that was one thing because a lot of times with the premier rules, you've got, unless it's Napoleon, you got marshals leading an infantry assault or something like that, because they get you the plus or something. And it's just sort of thing like, well, and that's because you don't need to use them for command. And so, yeah, you can be a little bit more carefree with them. But
You raise a good point.
yeah, but I was just like, okay, well, how could you have this where, okay, you're going to use the guy, you run the risk of him getting killed, and I think that's
You
really
almost
why
make
why
the-
everything went to pieces for the Prussians at Auerstadt was
You equate command points to minutes.
yeah. But
You
I
got
mean,
13. You got 13 minutes.
yeah, but I mean, the lucky thing for the French at Auerstadt was that, I think Schmettenau gets wounded and Brunswick gets wounded. I mean, within like 10 minutes of each other. The whole army is in confusion. Nobody knows who's in command. The king takes command. He doesn't know what he's doing. And so you have this situation where, this huge giant army that outnumbered the French by 2-1 or something can't pull anything off because all the command stuff has fallen to pieces. So that's what I think would make, you have to try to find some way of doing that. I think with the old original rules that came with Auerstadt, you were forced to use Prussian leaders if you wanted to assault a village hex. And so that kind of forced you to, use those guys to, potentially get shot or wounded or whatnot. But it didn't really make any difference because it was pretty much the premier rules with that old original game. So it does make a difference having the command stuff. Because
Like the gang's all here.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because when we played Hassenhausen with premier rules, it was like nearly impossible for the French to win. So it's like, okay, we needed to have something that would throttle back the Prussians, like some sort of command activations or whatnot. All right, everybody here? We do have everybody here. Hey, David, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How are things in beautiful Gettysburg, PA?
Not too bad. It's a little smaller gathering than I was expected, but we're having fun.
That's good. And you're playing Quatre Bras, or are you playing with?
I'm done with Quatre Bras right now. The Tom was playing that with. Had to leave noon today, so we finished up, and now I've joined the Ligny game over there. So
okay, you're playing the French, I take it.
I'm on the French, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, you should know that one forwards and backwards and in your sleep. And you guys are playing what, with 5th edition rules or regs?
Yeah.
Okay.
5th.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that works out well. So, well, cool. Well, we've got our bucket of chits. So we have Napoleon here. So why don't you go ahead and draw a chit, Mr. Napoleon?
Okay. Now I don't have as much screen, so.
Oh, then we won't have you do it. We'll have somebody else do it. I'll go ahead and grab it then. So it is French number 4, followed by French number 6.
That's
Followed by Russian number 2. All right. Do we want to pull another one or two? Or is that enough to keep it up for everyone to keep an eye on something?
I think that's enough out of the gate. Let's see how
Okay.
we go.
Cool. Rick, I'll see you down in, I guess, game room 1.
Why?
Because I've got number 2.
Game room 2.
Oh, you got number 2.
Yeah.
Right on.
Do. All right. How are things with you, sir?
Busy, tired.
Okay.
Work, no break today.
Oh, no rest for the weary, huh?
Yeah, it's a long day. But it's
Okay.
all good.
All right. Well, I've
Number
got
two.
number
Who's
2. So that is the 8th Corps. So that is my Converged Grenadiers, the guy with the tan pants, the guys behind them with the white pants, and then the 27th Division, which is over on the sort of on the other side of all those heavy cavalry. So we'll get started, I think, with the Converged Grenadiers, the guys with the tan pants here. And what shall I do? I got a couple of people that are slightly abused. All right, I'm going to take, I got a guy here who's on the bottom of this stack. He's going to pull back from here. Is that who I wanted to pull out? Let me double check. Yeah, so he's going to pull out. So you will get a shot at 6 to 9 as he exit. Yeah. Well, so it would be 12. Oh, no, and actually you're in disorder. So you're not in line anymore. So you have 2 to 9. So no, you can't even shoot him. So
change to order.
Right, because you've only got one increment there. Yeah. So, okay. So let's see here. Let me just rotate that guy and we will park him there. So we keep the stack legal, as they say. All right. And these guys are just going to rotate. And these guys are going to pull back, and you won't really have a shot at them either, because this guy is similarly unhappy. This group, so I think that takes care of everything for the Converged Grenadiers. These guys are going to shift over these guns. These guys are going to go back. 1, 2. So I guess moving away from you, they have to make a morale check, right? So let's go ahead and roll for them. They're going to pass since they have a morale of 11.
Even though I'm disordered?
I thought anytime you move away from the enemy, you've got to make a check.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, all right.
Yeah, you passed anyway.
Yeah, they passed anyway. All right, and then this guy is going to go into line, and he's then going to move right there like that. And this guy is going to move over here. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got everybody mostly in command. Yeah. I guess we can bring this guy up a little bit. No, if I do that, then he's out of command. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll leave him there. 1, 2, 3. What do I want to do? Yeah, we're okay. We got enough of a reserve. Famous last words. All right. So that takes care of those 2 divisions. I've got these little ponies over here. I think I'm going to move them over here, and let's change their facing. We'll put them there like that. Okay. All right. That takes care of those guys. All right. Now, moving right along. Here we've got the 27th Division. And 1, 2, 3, those guys are in command. These guys are actually out of command. Let's put a label on them. Okay. So we need to redeploy all these people a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move them over here. And this guy will come out of line. He'll go into column. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7 gets them over there. And I'll have this guy over there like that. That should do it. Okay. These guys are going to pull back 1, 2, 3 to there. And they're in column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gets them over there. My skirmishers. And all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll go over there. Okay. And then my guns. 1, 2, 3. Push those back a little bit. Okay. Then where do I want to put him? If I put him here. Put him here. 1, 2, 3. Those guys be okay. Well, we'll have part of the division under command. Oh no, I got to put him here, don't I? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's the best I can do with those guys. So that takes care of number 2.
Are you sure?
Of course, I'm not sure. This is the challenge, the never-ending challenge.
I definitely am interested in playing this again, but with like the historical rules. See how it changes based off the unreliable releasing of stuff.
Yeah. Well, what will happen is the Devu gets to just like right about here, and then he reaches the end of his tether. And so then you can get barely. Then after that, everything is just activating by
divisions.
By divisions, yeah. And so then it all bogs down because Napoleon, unless you roll really well, he just stays there at Shevardino, and so you don't have any opportunity to do anything by core. Let's see. Jason Henke is joining us. Good evening. Hope you're well. Just lurking while I work, but wanted to say hello. Hello, Jason. And then we've got William Arends from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. Warmer weather is announcing the season of both spring and hockey playoffs. So there you go. Yeah, no, we played this with historic, with a sort of random stuff a few years back on Vassal. We had a 6-player game. And that's exactly what happened. And so once you kind of get to the furthest, and we were playing with fifth edition rules, so Napoleon had that longer reach of 15 hexes, but 15 hexes from Shevardino is, not that far, and so we kind of got to the point where the French could still maintain, some core activation, but once they got over the Semyonovsky Creek here, then after that they had to do everything by division. So, and a lot of times it's easier to activate get those Russian guns released because there's more opportunities for that role to come up. But getting a whole Russian corps to move was a rare event. I think that only happened. Well, it happens on a roll of a 41 through 53. So it doesn't happen very frequently. So then again, it
all balances itself out.
It all balances itself out, yeah. So it doesn't give you, it does do a great job of replicating the frustrations that everybody had trying to do stuff, but you don't get a lot of, big swinging actions or anything like that per se.
Right. So did you say you went and see what we're seeing on the left there, or even on the right, where I'm moving all of that core constantly?
Yeah, no, that would have ended. You see where it says that, like the U in Utitsa forest. That's more or less where Davout was stuck.
I see.
So then you've got about 6 hexes further north from that, and that's where the last of his division guys can do anything. And then after that, you're on your own.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does it make the battle a little more manageable because you can't move as much?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the French still have the advantage because they've got more command points than everybody else. And they've got lots of light cavalry and lots of light cavalry leaders. So they got more opportunities to rule for light cavalry initiative. And so that was, that they gave them some flexibility. And then otherwise, the Russians just have their 6. So usually the French would outnumber the Russians, 6 maneuver units to, or 6 command points to 9 command points, and then you'd roll for light cavalry, and the Russians have got a few light cavalry, but not a whole lot,
right?
And but yeah, so it made for a fun game.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And this might be one that we end up playing at Consim potentially, depending on who all shows up. So
have you decided? Oh, you haven't decided yet?
I haven't decided on what to play yet. So I don't know. I'll probably chat with you or send an email out to some of the guys and see what people want to do.
Yeah, well, it does come down to how many we got. But...
Yeah, and how many are actually make it. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's the issue we had last time. We had 6 people, and then just the 4 of us showed up to play at Dresden. So, All right, I'll see you up in the lobby.
All right, buddy. Yep.
It's like he's the leader of both of them, and he has
a division commander and a brigade commander.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, we're done with our little bit of adventure. What are you guys doing? Oh, you've drawn some more.
We pulled a bunch more.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, so those are my Cossacks get to do something fun. Oh, they love to do fun things.
Let's see, what do we got here? We got 13 and 14.
So what happened was Hammerstein rolled. He's in command of both cavalry groups, and he commands the brigade commander Wolf for the guards, although the units are under separate. That's cool. I love it. We pulled the 2 or 3 chits, Robert and I, after we got through our moves.
Cool.
To see what happened next.
All right, so you're doing this
Russian 14.
Yeah.
So to make sure that I understand, to roll for command, you have to be out of command, or can you roll for command?
Yes.
So
that's why it had to move to that Hammerstein, because Hammerstein is actually his Wolf's commander too.
But I'm making sure that Hammerstein is officially out of command other than his initiative roll.
Correct. Yes.
Lovely.
He was beyond. He was out of range.
No, just making sure, because that's a good thing for us, right? If those guys are sitting out there on 2.
All right, boy, the screen is small.
We want to pull a few more chits while Eric and David are moving their cavalry groups?
Sure. I'm done with mine. I didn't have anything terribly exciting happening.
Unfortunately.
All right, I got to think about Pajol here a little bit.
Michael, do you want to pull a chit or something? See where we go.
Sure. French 8.
French 8.
What is he? He is.
There's 7.
That's Ney's core.
Yep.
He can go.
Dave's work is stacking up.
Yep.
Oh
Eric,
boy!
If you're done with 14, you could straighten the chit.
Oh, okay.
Do we want to pull another chit, or is that too overwhelming?
Well, I'd like to see what Ney does, for sure.
Yeah.
Do we want to pull a chit on the offhand chance we get far west or far east?
Sure.
I think it's Rick's turn to pull a chit.
Fine.
French number 7.
David is just like leading the charge this turn.
Oh boy!
Mortier.
Oh,
Go Napoleon.
Basil knows he's using a small screen.
Yeah, of course.
I know.
That's gotta be it.
And I'll be back in 1 sec.
Show us how it's done.
There you go.
Crazy big numbers.
Well, this is the only downside of like pulling all those chits in advance, is if they're all together like that, then you're like, oh, okay. Now that I know I've got that one coming up after this one, then I can do X, Y, and Z.
It is a risk.
Yeah.
It does give you more, flexibility. Like, oh, I know he's moving all this stuff, and I can lay back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you.
But, the only way to avoid that is if we had a referee who's just, pulls a chit and doesn't let us know. But I think the chits actually show up in the the reporting.
I could be an impartial referee.
You could.
I think there are some things that could do that would anonymize those.
I'll send you my resume.
You have previous experience?
What, being impartial?
Refereeing?
Refereeing. No. That makes me perfect. I know what I'm doing.
One of my favorite jobs of all time was when I was in high school and I was a Little League umpire.
Mm.
It was super satisfying.
You're out. No, I'm not. I got there before the ball got there.
No,
don't talk to me, punk.
I never had any sort of backlash ever.
Nice.
Not even parents?
Not one time. In fact, the guy who sort of like ran the league or whatever, who ran us, sometimes would send me over to like umpire a game where there was like a lot of bitching and moaning about the officiating. That kind of felt good, as a 16-year-old or 14-year-old. I think it was 14, right. 15, something like that. Probably 15. It was a lot of fun. A two-man crew, so sometimes I got to work the plate, sometimes I was in the field. And knowing all the rules about how to cover, whatever, and how to apply the rules, definitely fit my sort of.
All right. So, Joel, where is each one? All right, that's.
with the way parenting is today, Mitch, I wonder if you would have the same enjoyment.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. It could be quite the different experience. It was a different era. This was in the early '80s, right?
Yeah.
People
Different
respected people. Come on.
Like literally, I'd never had a single incident of any sort.
Not everybody's kid was going to grow up to be the World Series MVP either.
I had one kid ask me to autograph his baseball after the season was over. That was really
that's
cool.
nice. That's sweet.
I remember that all these years later, right? He was great. He could throw the ball really well for the M10 or whatever. And he could actually hit the strike zone. It was just awesome. I loved umpiring games with him. Plus, you got a little flair, right? You could add a little something to that strike call.
Mitch, do you want to jump down to Russian headquarters real quick?
Absolutely. Thanks for letting me spin.
I tried playing baseball. I had this eye condition when I was younger that like caused me, when I look at the ball, that it would not be exactly lined up. So when I would try to catch the ball, I would get hit in the head or get hit in the shoulder and things. And that kind of made baseball not too fun.
That doesn't sound very fun, to be honest with you.
But it got corrected. I think when I was in 5th or 6th grade, and it got corrected. 6th grade, I think.
Did you ever go back to baseball then?
No. I kind of liked football. I remember having a lot of fun with flag football, especially. Actually, at Corona Del Mar, we played.
Oh, yeah.
Intramural sports. Remember, we had archery there. Do you remember that?
I never did that. I was in the marching band during the fall semester. So I did PE in the spring semester. And I think freshman year, played soccer and I broke my arm. So, yeah.
How did you break your arm playing soccer?
I was running towards the ball and some other guy was running towards the ball and we both collided and I fell in a strange way and ended up cracking my left arm up in the upper bone. It wasn't. Sure. It was just like a hairline. Well, I don't know, a hairline fracture. It was a fracture. It wasn't like the bone snapped or did anything weird, but it was certainly uncomfortable.
So nice, Eric. You can call him a jerk. I heard it in your tone.
At this stage of the game, I can't remember who it was, and all I can remember is going off to first I had to go to the pediatrician where where I had the get checked, and then they send you to the X-ray, and I'm still in my PE clothes, and so I'm sweaty from having run around out on the field, and so then here I'm on this this metal table for whatever the table was for the X-ray thing, and the guy's like, okay, we're gonna move your arm this way, crank. We're gonna move it this way. Take a picture. Hold still. Crank. So that was actually more painful than the stuff we did with the with it actually getting broken. The other part
over
was
at Hoag Hospital.
No, it wasn't over at Hoag Hospital. There was like a little independent. No, it wasn't an emergency room kind of a thing. So. But yeah, I can remember my mom. I was the only person of all of my siblings, and my brother played all kinds of sports. I'm the only one who broke anything. So, go figure.
I spent my entire youth playing soccer, and I broke my leg. I ruined my knee. I broke my collarbone. I chipped my teeth numerous times. I had so many joint injuries, like soft tissue joint injuries. Yeah.
Right.
Soccer will do that to you, man.
Well, and I always tell parents this because, with fencing, they're like, is this dangerous? And I'm like, no, you do the take a look at it, and the it's one of the I think the fifth safest sport in the summer games, kind of a thing. But the number one most dangerous summer sport in the Summer Olympics is soccer. More injuries and more career-ending injuries in soccer than any other. They're just looking at the Olympic athletes when they're tallying all that stuff up.
And they're probably only looking at the real injuries, not all the fake ones.
Yes, where they flop and they go, "Oh, my spleen." Yes.
That amuses me to no end to watch them.
Yeah.
I wonder if there are more injuries in Winter Olympics with skiing and things like that.
Oh, I think so. I mean, this particular set of statistics I was looking at was just from the summer games. So.
I think with Winter Olympics, the issue is how fast you're moving when you stop abruptly, right? Because if you're on a ski slope, you're going 60 miles an hour, yeah. Whereas you're running 5 miles an hour or something like that. So
yeah,
that velocity kills.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's the same thing with those folks that are doing the luge and the skeleton or whatever, where they're going down this thing at 100 miles an hour on that, just a little pair of, a sled or something like that. If those guys botch the turn, they're flying off into space, kind of a thing. Those guys are going really fast in those bobsleds and all that other stuff. So
I just asked ChatGPT, and the first 4 most dangerous sports are Olympic are all skiing or snowboarding.
Oh yeah. That
Number 5 is boxing.
All right, is Mr. Pajol done? Are we ready to move on to the next one?
I'm on the next one right now.
Which one was that? Was that
14? That's Colbert. Oops.
Okay.
Wrong key. I got an extra key into that one.
Okay.
What do we have over here? That's worth it. 14. 15. No, you can't do that. All right. So, pretty simple move. Oops.
Does he just have that one regiment, or does he have?
He's got 2.
Oh, okay.
The other one's over here.
Oh, okay. So it's out of command.
No, he's got a command range of 5.
Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to have good leaders.
Yeah. All right. So now that. All right. So I guess I got. All right. So 14's all right. So you already flipped that. All right. So now we got nay. All right.
So So I see that you've inverted the Lancers. Did you mean to do that, or are they supposed to be?
They went into skirmish. They're in 2 hexes there, right?
No. So the Lancers can't go into skirmish, right?
Those are Lancers. Okay.
Yeah. So you just keep them in their line formation like that. Yeah.
Do I want this? Yeah. Yeah, that keeps them from being a big target. At least. Okay, on that.
Yeah, so you could put them in 2 hexes, right?
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
No, they're only showing as 1. But if you'd like, I can go ahead and put them in the second one.
Well, I don't know why they're okay.
Yep. There
better?
you go. Yeah, okay. That's better. Yeah, they just weren't straddling the line. That's all. So.
There's their
here. And.
Yeah, you got the thing.
Yep. I got it. Okay, and Colbert is in that hex. Good, perfect. Everything's fine. What's the next one on the list?
All right. So Nay is next.
Number 8.
Nay is next.
Okay. Which division were you going to start with first, David?
I don't know yet. Here I'm looking at what's in front of me here, and all right, so we got some cavalry that moved over, and it's probably going to be cavalry. Let's see which one I want to do, though. All right.
Hello.
Hello.
What I miss?
Nay is starting to move. He's moving some of the cavalry. So over here.
Okay, lovely.
Yep. Terribly exciting.
And he is. Top one is 1. All right. All right. I think my. All right, so that little, the whatever cavalry brigade that is, the 14th.
Okay. They've done their magic.
They did their magic. Let's see if we want to do some artillery here. Let's see. Why am I only okay? A single gun here. Is moving up into the stack in front. I didn't grab all of it there. All right, so
don't, Dave. So I'll just move up the increment hit marker, right?
Yeah.
And then did he have a different?
He's on the top one.
Did you move his ammunition as well?
Yeah, the 9 ammunition is.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, so that's that. All right. He is part of the 13th, so he is actually going to move over there. And that's part of the 11th. Let's see what else I want to do on the 11th. That's the other guys. They probably don't need to be in square in there, and I don't think that. Well, 11th. 11th. 11th, 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 11th. No, he's 10th. He's 10th. He's 10th. He's 11th. Where's all my 11ths? All right, he's one.
Yeah, you've got some that are in the back here. So further back, there's one guy
two.
that's all shot to pieces.
Yeah.
There's a chap there. There's some people here in the ditch. So they're all kind of scattered higgly-piggly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I assume you have command to them all. I don't even. I mean, because you got all these.
These
forces.
guys are in command. These guys are because he's tracing through the guns, so that's fine.
Okay.
These guys are in command because he's tracing through the guns. So
Guns.
yeah. So the only ones that
He
are
was
out of
in
command are the
command.
ones that's in the back. The little guy who's all shot to pieces in the back. Oh, I doubt he's going to bring up.
I wasn't entirely sure how command was getting over here, but that's fine.
Oh, because his leader's right here. So Razut is right
Awesome.
here. 1, 2. Yeah.
Okay. Simple. Thank
Hey,
you.
Michael,
Yeah.
your Westphalian Garde Jaeger under Von Ox probably should be in skirmish formation in 2 hexes, not 1. Or if you want the single hex, it should be in column line or square.
Do I want to move this up 1, 2,
Oh, I thought he had losses.
3.
Yes,
4,
you're right.
We could
Sorry
put
about
losses
that.
on him, Michael, if you
No, that's okay. Very generous offer though, Eric. Wow, you're such a giver.
I'm just going to roll a 6-sided die and see what number we get. That's how we do it.
As long as I can return the favor at a time and place of my choosing.
That's how it works. It's a gentlemanly affair here. All right, what's next with Marshall?
Mitch, should we jump down to coalition headquarters real quick one time?
Absolutely, yeah, happy to.
I'm trying to see if all right, so there. If I move forward, yes, I'm good. Okay. All right, so it's my grand battery's moving forward 1.
Okay. You've got, it looks like you hit the escape key because you still had the.
Yeah, I still had to.
Yep.
And now, does Napoleon get to move with him?
He would move during the leader phase. Yeah. But you've still got Serbier there.
Or whoever,
yeah, Serbier is there, so you can still do a grand shot.
Okay, I'm gonna move everybody right now because I got them all lassoed. But I'm gonna move Napoleon and
Berthier
back with his
escort. There you go.
His escort, his escorts actually should be one behind that. All right.
Okay, I grabbed Berthier for you.
All right.
I got it all stacked up, Dave. You're in good shape.
Well, the escort should be here.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, but Napoleon should be one in front.
Oh, okay.
Napoleon should be here.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
And so who was Milhaud was actually with the cavalry. So
okay, cool.
Somewhere there.
Yep, you're all good.
All right.
Yeah, because I presume you don't have a mouse. You just have the little finger pad on your thing. Or?
Well, I do have a mouse, but I don't have the fidelity that I have quite on the other. But it's a little more difficult with it.
Yeah. All right. So you've done
my grand. All right. So now we're over.
Battery went forward. Good. Okay.
Is anybody on the 10th that I want to move? No, the 10th is good where it sits. Button, he's fine on that. And then I have finally the 9th Brigade Cavalry.
Mm-hmm.
So you pulled those. When did those guys pull back? All right, he's going to pull back onto that. And these are going here. Skirmish.
There you go. Exciting.
And where's their commander is?
I think their commander is Morier.
Right
Morier. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone is still in command.
Still in command. Yep. All right. I think that looks like I'm clear for the 8th.
Okay. Cool. I think the next chit that we had was the chit number 7. French number 7.
And who is 7?
7 is that is Morier. That's the young guard.
Okay. Ooh. All right. Let's see. Young guard.
So you've got 2 divisions or actually you have 3 divisions maybe? You've got the 1st division, 2nd division, and then the Legion of the Vistula.
Oh, I think I just accidentally deleted somebody. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Not sure how I did that. Actually, as I didn't realize this was a part of the 10th, this skirmisher way out here.
Which one? Yeah, both of these guys are.
Right, I remember that one, but I didn't. He.
So this guy's out of command, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because Ledru is here, right?
Oh,
so yes, 1, 2, 3. So this guy is in command, but that guy's out of command. So.
Oh yeah, he's marked. Never mind, he is marked out of command and whatever. Okay, but that's so he will. Okay, so he can.
So during the regroup, you could move him back towards Ledru, or you could just leave him there.
So let's. All right. So now we got. All right. So I've got. This one I've got 4 different groups or 4 or 5 different groups here. Let's say we've got the Legion under Klipar. We got the 1st and 2nd Brigade. And they're all part of the 2nd Division.
Correct.
And under the 1st Division, we got the 1st Brigade.
Right.
And that's Berthazine. So I want.
Are we into moving the Young Guard at this point?
Yeah, we're moving.
We are moving.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're ready for a couple?
Yeah,
more
you guys can pick a couple more.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it's Mitch's turn.
Oh, you got it. Let me get in the cup. French number 1.
Oh, that is going to be. That is Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's cannon fire.
Oh, exciting.
Well, I'll leave it in the current.
Yep. All right. Well, I can't look at both the Young Guard and the 1st Corps at the same time. So if somebody else would keep an eye on David's stuff over there and what he's doing, that would be cool. And then Rick and I can go down to Game Room 1 and we can figure out what's going on with Davu's Corps, right?
Sure.
Cool.
I think Brett and I can keep an eye on Compans and Company.
Oh, no, you're not looking at compounds. You're keeping an eye on the Young Guard because it's kind of in the middle. So but yeah. Okay, cool. I'll see you down in room 1, Rick. Here. All right. Time for big excitement.
Not really. Let's see. We will look at Priant first.
Of course.
That's we forgot to displace a guy.
Who was that?
Because there's 19. So once they all went in, we should have displaced one.
Oh, back. Okay. Yeah, so push one of them back, I guess.
Guess I'll take the top one. Does it matter?
I don't think it does. Go ahead and take the top one.
I just pick which one I want, right?
Yeah, I think that's how the rules go.
Well, let's look.
So you probably don't want to take the top guy because he was not as good. You'd probably want to take the guy who's like the 6th Battalion because usually they didn't have as stellar a... right, so if you take the guy who's the 3rd, just go through and take the guy who's got the worst morale.
Right.
Yeah.
Come back, I guess.
Yep.
All right. Then Friant. I'll activate him first.
Okay.
Because why not?
Sure.
Oh, there's some guys. We'll go 1. Change into line 2. Oops. 3 into there.
And actually 4, yeah.
Oh, 3, 4.
3, 4, 5, because it's a... so moving into this cost 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so then changing into that
3.
would be 3, and then it costs you 3 more to move there. So 6 to get there.
Okay. And then he's gonna move to dropping off his 4. I'm moving to there.
So you have your
have to be in general
route of retreat.
I'm not routing.
No, but you're giving a pathway of.
Yes.
Yes.
It's weird that I'm doing that, but yes.
Well, it's what we call progress, Rick.
These guys will go to there.
Okay.
Now, is my flank refused there?
It is not, because this guy is in general order.
Oh, he'd have to be in line.
Yeah.
All right. So, but you can't shoot at me anyway.
I can't shoot at you either. No. So you can shoot at my ponies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when you move there, this guy could.
Nope. Remember, he can't opportunity fire.
No, he's not opportunity firing.
Oh.
He is reaction moving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to reaction move there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Opportunity fire. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Which will displace.
Oh yeah. So then Valence has to. Yeah, we'll go there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. No, nice. I'm a giver. I'm trying to get those guys out. They have to at some point in time get away. So.
Do they?
In theory.
All right. Is there anybody else? Stuff? I don't think so.
Yeah. Most of it all went in on that last big attack, and it's in that big stack of disordered stuff.
Now, disordered means you get an opportunity shot, right? But I have to roll to leave. And if I fail, I route, right?
Yes. So, but opportunity fire is halved. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really it's really more the problem of.
It's really the idea of if you want to get the guy away, and sometimes routing is not such a bad thing to do.
Well, what if I route? What if I move onto a stack that's in good order?
If you're disordered and they're disordered, you can't. I think you're okay. It's only like so. It says here, good order and disorder displace. Disorder with disorder displace. So it's only routed with good order. You have to make them route check, and then disorder with route. The disordered unit routes. So disorder with disorder is going to displace, and then if you've got a routed unit with a disordered unit, then it automatically routes.
Okay. I will. Unfortunately, you'll have what? 4?
Who's moving, or where are you at?
416 would be 8, so 1 to 1.
Well, who are you pulling out?
If I were to pull out this guy.
That guy. So you're in the woods. So I think you got a fire defense of like 10 or something, or maybe what is it? Disorder in the woods is in the forest is 16. Yeah, so it's a 1-to-1 shot. Well, it's actually less than that because of its opportunity fire. So it's going to be 8 to 16. So it's a 1-to-2 shot. So a pretty good chance you'll be able to pull away without anything.
Route check.
You still have to make a route check for pulling away from me, but other than that, there's no other penalty.
Which is a -3?
Just going to be a -3.
Just a -3 with 20.
22. Yeah. So basically, as long as
we'll try it.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and move him back. I'll take a pot shot at you. 41. That's a miss, and you passed, so you're fine.
And I'm halved, so it's 4.
Yeah. And so you basically move back, I think, 1 hex, right? Yeah, because it's 3 in the forest. So it basically moves back 1.
Okay. Now for the other stack, is it a one roll rules them all?
So yes, so you roll for and if the top unit passes, then everybody passes. If the top unit fails, then I think you would check with whatever the everybody else is see. But with this one, I'd have better odds because this guy has a refused flank. So I would basically get 16 to 10. So I'd have 1.5 to 1 shot on you as you move back.
I will move. Well, I'll roll. See if I route.
Yep. 51, no. That's a good one. All right, so I'll take a shot at you. 32 at 1.5 to 1. I don't think that's good enough. And then that's it. They don't have any more movement points than that.
Okay. And then I guess I could. They don't all have to go to the same spot, do they?
Those who?
The disordered stack. Can I disperse them into multiple hexes?
Well, the problem is you don't have enough movement points. So it costs, they've only got what?
Oh, no. What I mean is, could I like send 2 here and 1 there?
Right, but then you'd have to displace and you don't have enough movement points. Oh, actually you do. You could go 2, 4 there, 4. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, wait. What did I roll? You got a big fat stack there. You've got how many increments? 4, 8, 12. So that's what, a +3 or? +3. Yeah, so I don't know if that would have been enough to 32, 35. Let me check real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Nope, it's still not good enough. I needed a 42. Okay. Yeah, so you could send some of them here and here, right? They would get.
Now, is it better to disperse them like that or just keep them in one stack?
Well, I don't know that it's, if you go here, then you're going to get opportunity fire as this guy goes by.
Oh, yeah. So
right?
it's another shot.
Yeah.
Which won't be a great shot, but still, it's a shot. Would I have to roll again?
Well, the other thing is that, do you have enough? Yeah, you would. Oh, no, he'd have to stop when he gets there.
And then he displaces or no?
Well, he can't displace. So then the other guy's got to. So this.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you can go. You exited that ZOC, but you have to stop when you enter that ZOC. And this guy would go there, and he'd have to stop. So then the guy that you moved on top of would have to then disorder because he's got a disordered guy on him, and he can't move any further away.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's the best move would be do what I did then. Okay.
Now, but the only question is, what's the stacking in the forest? The stacking in the forest is 10.
Oh no!
So you're going to have to put somebody here. Because right now you've got 12, so you're going to have to move somebody there, and then that stack will be disordered.
Or I don't move them at all.
Or you don't move them at all and leave them where they're at.
Well, not move all of them. Maybe I just move some of them.
Yeah, you could leave one there.
Clone. Okay.
Yeah, so that...
Oh, that's perfect. So route 1, then they'll all route. That'd be great. A nice line to route. Perfect. All right. Freon guy there. They're just going to sit there and shoot. This guy here, there, is going to move to the top.
Oh, okay. You're just switching orders. Sure. Cool.
Yep. Can you shoot?
Oh, I don't shoot because you didn't spend any movement points doing that.
Oh.
Right. You're just changing stacking order. Yeah. I don't think that I mean, in all the other rule sets, that wouldn't trigger opportunity fire.
All right.
So I think it's a formation change or moving or something like that would do it.
But just changing. Okay.
Just changing stacking doesn't cost any movement points, so I don't think there's any. It would trigger anything. So
okay. Right on.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm done with Freon.
All right.
I'm going to now look at the mess that is Campons.
Right. Oh. Before you do that,
so,
I did forget to put my cavalry leader right there. So.
Oh, that would make a huge change to everything I just did. Damn it. So here's the question then. The disordered stack, can you move a guy from the bottom to top and then move out of the hex?
Sure.
So you can theoretically put a better morale guy in on top, then make your morale check to leave the set hex.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I'm
That's weird.
So stacking order, page 18. So the top combat unit is considered the unit in front. Whenever another unit joins the stack or enters a hex with another unit to form a stack, the unit that's moving is placed at the bottom of the stack. This has tactical significance in that the topmost combat unit will affect the morale of the entire stack and will suffer the most casualties. Changing stacking order. Units may freely change their stacking order only if they are eligible to move voluntarily. All units in a stack must be eligible to move voluntarily in order to change stacking order. Units do not expend movement potential to change stacking order, but all units in the stack must have movement potential remaining to change stacking order. That is, you can't use up all your movement and then be done. So, yeah, it says units which change stacking order in a zone of influence are subject to opportunity reactions, even though changing stacking order does not go. Oh, okay, this is good. Yeah. So I guess there is opportunity fire when you change stacking order.
Okay.
So
you got that shot over here then.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be 8 to whatever. Oh, here, I'll just roll. That's a miss.
10 or something.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so here, I'm going to get shit shot out of me from that one. Oh, you're pretty beat up though from that one guy. That guy's not beat up though.
Yeah. Well, they both would combine to fire. So it would be 8 and 8 would be 16, 16 to 10. It's just a 1.5 to 1 shot like we had over here when you were pulling out on that side.
So I will move this guy to the top.
Okay, let me take a shot at you. 51, that's a hit.
Okay, let's add a hit. Increment. Then make a morale check.
Yep.
He does.
Okay.
With the -3. And then I will attempt to move back.
Okay.
2.
So it's actually 4 because my cavalry skirmisher is over here. So 4 gets you there. So that's as far as he would go. So I get another parting shot.
Yep.
64. Well, that's another single hit.
Rude. You're so mean to me. I'm going to remember this when we're on the same tide. Oh, what am I doing? Let's just increment the number.
Yeah.
Increase. Okay, let me delete that. And let me roll again.
Okay, there's your number, so they're happy. Okay.
All right, next we will move. I shoot the shit out of your light cab, I guess.
I don't mind if you're shooting that. You're not shooting my infantry, so.
No, right? 4, 9. So we'll have to go there. Let's pick the guys that are going to go in there. I'll be that guy plus that guy. We're going to there.
Okay.
Feed the machine.
Mm-hmm.
I think 6. No, leave it there. It gives some right lanes to route. God. Who's gonna route? None of my guys are gonna. 4, 8. So what's in there? Nothing's in there. These guys will move into there. These guys will move up to. Guys will move to there. All right. This guy. Who's this guy? Capons. Artillery. Is it 5? In brush. Artillery.
Yes, artillery is 5 in the brush.
It's 5. So 5, 10. Because who needs lanes for routing? Okay. And then I will move to X, or however you say this thing. And I'm taking 4 hits already. I'm going to basically shift them all back 1.
Okay.
X. Can't. He's got all those other bad guys there. Do that. See, I got a lane to route. All right, now I'm going to move on to Gerard.
Okay.
He's going to be relatively simple. Move that up to there.
Okay.
Guys, Gerard, where's Gerard?
Gerard is right there.
So those guys are in command. Don't know why they're marked out of command.
Because the top guys are Moran's.
Oh,
and so
Moran
they're
they're
out of command, but Gerard's guys that are underneath it are in command.
Are in command. All right, there you go. All right. You can unlimber in brush, right?
You can.
That's how I got there. Oh, I know what it was. I couldn't push guys in. Couldn't push it into brush.
Yeah, you can't. You can't prolong.
Yeah. That's
but
what it
you
was.
can limber and unlimber.
These guys are gonna go 4 to there.
Okay.
And I'm going to move.
Where do those guys come from? Oh, those guys were in that hex right there. Okay, cool.
Do I need to be facing that way?
You could face due north, and this guy here is covering your flank because he's in line.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that. And then that artillery. Is like, I don't know what to do. I'll leave him there. Oh, the out of command guy can't do anything though.
Nope.
Because of the artillery. So I'm gonna go ahead and limber up the artillery.
Okay, just roll one die. I don't know. Is it horse guns? Probably.
Let me look. Yeah.
So, I mean, unless you roll like a 6 or something like that, they should probably limber up.
3.
Yeah, they're fine.
So that's 2 to limber up.
Yep.
5. Move basically over 1. 6, 7 to unlimber.
So it's going to cost you 9, right? So 2 to limber, 5 to move. That gets you 7, and then 2 more to unlimber. So that's 9 movement points altogether. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Everybody still in command there. Okay. Why did I move Moran's dude up there? That makes no sense.
You threw him in with the attack. So he
is that what it was?
Yeah, so that's why he ended up in the stack with everybody else, because he did that.
Crazy guy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and then look at 6. I'm going to move the cavalry down south. Cavalry moves 4 in the brush?
4 in the brush, yeah. And then 7 in the swamp.
8, 12. Heard of this thing called swamp. 4, 8, 12. Yeah, so we'll move those guys. We'll go 4. Four, 8, 12. 7, 11. I think that's it.
Yeah, then the other guy can make it into the swamp X where the other chap was, right?
And then that guy, 2, 3, 4, 6 is still within 6 of.
So this guy could just be right here, right? And
4, 7.
Yeah.
Okay, those guys are done. All the other guys are out of command. Pon's artillery doesn't know what it's doing. Out of command. What artillery piece is this?
The 4th of the first chasseur, or 4th of the.
That was mine.
The 4th of the first. I don't know who that belongs to.
Flip it over.
It probably it looks like it
2L,
belongs to somebody else. You've got the 1st of the 7th. Well, you got the 7-1. You've got 2-5. You've got 5-3 and 4-3. So that's got to be one of David's.
It's part of that's Pajol's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Pajol's. Okay.
And that was limbered, right, or unlimbered, right?
Yeah, it was unlimbered.
Okay, I'm just gonna change the label and write Pajol. So
did he already move, Joe?
He did, but I don't know
if
but I'll just thought I'd label it so people know what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know that it was in command anyway because Pujol was further up this way.
And
so,
I have a bunch of guys around it.
Yeah.
Morand going to look at all the stuff that's in front of him. Some light cav. Wait, these are commanders, right? Commander. Then some beat up like cav. That's not in skirmish. And then he does have some beat up guys in skirmish.
Are you talking about you're talking about David's stuff?
Yeah, this stuff right now. Just looking up there. As I run up.
Yeah, so he's got skirmishers and then he's got a bunch of guys, some chasseurs that are all in pretty bad shape.
Yeah. So I'll move Moran next. Let's see if I can set up a good shot so you get 5 different ricochets.
I'm almost out of ammunition with that one battery, so you don't have to worry too much about stuff.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
1, 3. Where's your light cav?
He's over on the other side. Yeah, you're still clear.
4.
And that's going to cost, yep. 4 or 5. Yeah.
These guys are going to go to there. To there. Guys beat up to there. Move those guys to there. Morand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Miranda there. Where's Napoleon?
Napoleon's over there by that big battery. I think you're at the edge of your tether one. So he's moving up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so where he ends up, if he stacks with that middle stack of guns, you'll be in command.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think he was looking to move Napoleon up so he could then use his artillery bonus. So
I see.
Yeah,
because I could shift over 1 if I need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, because Friant is your. So Friant and Desai are the ones that are kind of furthest out. So both of them, if you moved over 1 more hex, you'd be fine, and then you'd still keep the light cavalry in command. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
All right, I'll do that just in case. All right, I think I'm done with 1.
Okay.
Everything else is out of command or routing. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's what we live for.
You can do, I know.
That's what I.
You're such a giver.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
All right, I'm done with 1.
Cool. Let's go and see what's up with the cup.
Oh, we have artillery.
Oh, artillery. Oh. Well, we can do artillery on our side. Yeah. So I think you got that 1 battery is empty now, right? Yeah, the one that you've been firing on.
Yeah, so I don't do anything with that guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Do I limber him? Or how do I
So you would need to limber him probably in the regroup phase.
Oh, in the regroup? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, one of them you regroup. I don't remember if it's the regroup or the...
So I've got some guns here, and you've got these guns here.
My stuff or his stuff?
Well, this is yours, right? And this guy here is yours too, I guess. I don't know what he can shoot at. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's halved, so he's 3. So 3 to he can't even shoot anything because it's less than 1 to 3. So this guy could fire, and these guys can fire. So I'll do this fire down here on these guys, and then I'll roll through there. So I'm just
going to shoot ahead into the swamp guy.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dice.
Oh, I'll do that real quick. It's probably nothing.
63. That's 63. A hit.
Oh,
that is a hit.
You're gonna laugh.
All right, that's their first one. Let's take a shot. Let's roll. Oh, they're happy. All right, let me fire back at you then. So I'm going to have 12 to 16. So 1 to 1.5 plus 2. That's not enough. All right, update your
Bounce?
ammunition. Oh, yeah, the bounce. So then now it's going to bounce into these guys. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now it's at longer range. So it's 5 and another 3. It's 8. So it's a 1-to-1 shot there with a -6. And that's a miss. Okay. And then we don't need to worry about anything else after that.
Okay, let me increment my ammo.
All right.
Oh, decrement, I guess.
Yep. Cool. I've got this guy here can fire on these guys there. So it's going to be 14 to 14. It's going to be a 1-to-1.
Okay.
And that's a miss. Oh, we're rolling cold now. I guess
do you want to roll to see if you hit your guy behind that? I'm sorry.
It's not medium range. It's short range, so it's canister.
I was kidding. Could you hit your own guys?
I could if it were medium range fire. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
Yeah. So if you were here, then it would roll through and then could potentially hit those guys. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Neat. Okay. Carry on.
All right, carry on indeed. I've got these 2 guns that can open up on that poor guy. So that's going to be what? 12 and 12, 24, 24 to 8, 3 to 1 with a +2 for my leader. Here we go. And that's good enough for a single hit.
Please.
And make a morale check. They got a -6. They're happy.
Fine.
Okay, let me update my ammo there. All right, then we're over here with these guys, and they're going to fire here, and then it's going to roll through and hit, potentially, Marat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're at 20. What are we at? 24. 24 to 8. Another 3 to 1, but with a +1 for the leader here. 46. That's good enough for a hit on those guys. And now they're half dead. So they have a -6 on the roll, but a +3 for Valence.
Increase.
And they're happy. All right, and we're going to roll through and see if we can't knock Marat off his horse. 65 or 66. Here we go. 44. It was close. So I think we're at 14.
Kind of hoping.
So 1.5 to 1, but with a -6, it's not going to be a hit. Okay. So let me update those guys. Okay. All right, now I've got some guns here that can fire on this poor guy. So we're at a range of 3. So we've got 12 to 10. It's a 1-to-1 shot with a +4. That's not good enough. That's going to be a 45. We needed a 51. Next time. Okay.
Waste that ammo.
Hey, use it or lose it.
Yes, sir.
I was given explicit instructions from my grand leader there to fire, fire, fire. So that's what I try to do. Let's see. He's got skirmishers like all over the place. They're just crawling all over the place.
Do you want to jump up, or you want me to go grab a...
Yeah, we can go. We can jump up with the rest of the group.
All right.
that also returned, and those were recorded into the 4. And then you got the 2 horse batteries back this time, and I think you did record them.
All right. So you shot there. All right. So is that the end of your shoot? Well, you got one other guy over there. I don't know if he has a shot, but
who are you talking about?
Oh, the one that he's still not on. He's still not on top of the stack yet. All right, so you're done with your shooting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
all my ammo.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have shot. I think 3 to it's a 1 to 3 with a +3. This battery here is firing on that cavalry there.
Okay.
So it's actually 1 to 2 with a +3. No, that's not going to do it. And all right. Is Eric over here yet?
I am. So I'm ready for you to blow up what's left of that battery.
So yeah, if I remember right, it was 32 or something to
32 to 16. So you had a 2 to 1 with a +6, I think, for Sobier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't because this shot I don't get. All right.
So that's going to be a 44 at 2 to 1. That's definitely hit. Right. So scratch those guys. It's tough. It's tough to be little light guns up against big heavy guns like that.
All right. So let me
go ahead and send those guys.
Mark some ammo off.
And we're just dropping them in the battery box, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's flip those guys over so we can resurrect them. Cool.
Do they get a shoot back?
Yeah, I guess they would, but they don't have much that they can actually shoot at because they're already half dead. So
66 won't do anything.
Yeah,
I try a ricochet on some skirmisher or something. They've moved a bunch of skirmishers up front.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see here. Where was that guy anyway?
He was right along that one line. So.
64, 40. Where's 64, 40? 64. Oh, okay. 62, 64.
64. All right.
Okay, so he was there. Okay, so yeah, he could fire. Yeah, we got some guys here. 1, 2, 3. All right, so maybe he'd have a chance to do something. All half of him there. So he'd be worth 4 at that range.
Not enough.
Yeah, no, because those guys have got too good a thing. So, but we could roll then through here. So then we'd have 4 to 9. Oh, actually, 4 to 6, right? Since it's a big stack. And yeah, we might as well try that. So we'll roll for the ricochet since we can't do anything else. 42, that's going to be a 32. That's not going to be a hit. All right, that would have taken care of it. Okay.
Can you imagine if you had a 66 though?
That would have been exciting. Yes. I'm saving that for Marat.
Yes, you are.
I know. All right. I got Tyazov's battery over here, but I don't. Let's see what would be a good shot. Those guys are protected. Oh, those are skirmishers there. Skirmishers, then it goes along there. More skirmishers, and then it finally hits something. Where else can he go? That's the only hex that guy can shoot at. Or he could shoot there. It's still got to go through 2 sets of skirmishers before it does anything. Bup, 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 bup. So that would be what, 9 to... Yeah. No, we'll keep our powder dry. I don't know that we can do a whole lot. Well, who knows? Maybe you get lucky. But those guys have got how many? Those guys have got 3, 3. Now we'll keep that 1. Okay, nope, we're going to wait. So that's it. Rick and I took care of everything out on our end of the universe. So now we go back up to the cup.
Now, at this point, it's late for me, and I've actually had a very long day with other stuff. I was, wondering if we could break.
It's fine with me. It's going to be early morning with the time change for me.
Yep, no, that's
Yeah, I
fine.
appreciate you coming, David. I know you had a full day.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, everybody,
gentlemen.
hit the save button.
Yep.
Save your
See you in a week.
game. Yep, and then Brendan, if you stick around, we can catch up on whatever was going on your side of the map and my side of the map, and
Sounds good. Yep.
Let's see, Bataille.
All right, and I will end the live stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. All around the universe, we had a number of viewers turning in off and on during the course of the stream. So